has a roar. He does he do it roar. Here comes the avalanche. Ariel the Avalanche again, my friend.
Welcome to Revolutionary Thinking with me, your host, Ariel the Avalanche. So today we're coming down on political tribalism. Political tribalism, in my mind, is a load of absolute crap. You know, nothing ever gets accomplished. Nothing ever gets done. We don't look for solutions. Everybody just wears some stupid jersey and barks at the other side wearing another colored jersey. And it is unproductive, it's harmful, it's idiotic, it's brainless, and it's shameless, for all I'm concerned. And let me give you an example. So imagine if you were an owner of a store and you hired people and then you made a fun little competition. But at the end of the day, your store, whether you're selling electronics, whether you're selling food, whether you're selling, magazines, whether you're selling anything under the sun that you can think of, body lotions, fill in the blank, whatever you're selling, you do this fun little competitive game. And then you say, you know what, Team Red and Team Blue. At the end of the day, whoever sells the most products wins, okay? And then all of a sudden, what are your employees doing? Let me tell you what your employees are doing. Your employees are constantly just fighting each other and not paying attention to your customers, and they aren't selling crap. All they're doing is saying, oh, Team Red has a bad strategy. Team Red can't sell the products well. Team Red lowers its prices when it's not supposed to. Team Red maybe is too talkative with the customers. And then Team Red says that Team Blue is too slow, Team Blue is too stuck in the new kinds of ways of selling, Team Blue isn't being traditional enough, and Team Blue just sucks, and we can't work with Team Blue. Okay, well that's stupid. Meanwhile, your store is going in the red. Your store isn't selling any of its products because by the time the customer comes in your store, your two teams are just attacking each other and bad-mouthing each other so much that your customers come in the store and your customers say, hey, this store sucks. All the employees that this guy has who are on different teams just keep bad-mouthing the other team. And then you say, okay, let's have a team meeting. Let's see what's going on here. And then in the team meeting, the two teams who are both not selling a dime, costing you money, you paid all this money to train them to be in your store and to sell the things, are just pointing fingers at each other saying that, oh, the other team is too slow and stupid and ignorant. And what they're doing is that they're manipulating you and gaslighting you while you spent all that money training them and while you spent all that money just to hate the other side when the whole point of employees are to make profit for your company. But they're not making profit for your company. They're just constantly bad-mouthing and attacking each other while your store is about to go into bankruptcy. And when you're seeing all of this, instead of actually firing these idiots, these boneheads, and these numbskulls, you play along with the manipulation tactics, and some of your lower level managers are going along with this, and they're constantly blaming the other teams instead of getting shit done, instead of doing that. And that is where the world, but I think specifically the United States is right now, with all this stupid, dumb, idiotic, brain-dead, unhelpful, ridiculous political tribalism that we have. Get nothing done and just pit people against each other while nothing gets done. And let me tell you something. I've been, personally, I've been on the conservative side in my life, and I've been on the more liberal side in my life. And right now, I'm really just sick and tired of all of this stupid infighting, because it's not working for me. The thing is, we have to look for ways to come up with solutions for problems and not just attack each other. What people want to do in the privacy of their own homes, or how they want to spend their lives, or if they're lazy, I really don't care. I want to know what's being done in politics to solve the problems on the ground, such as economic inequality, for example. And one of the really stupid conservative talking points that I really can't stand and I hate is that, oh, people are just naturally lazy, so that's why they're not in the positions that they're in. The thing is, though, let's say if you hired any kind of tradesman, whether it's a plumber, whether it's an electrician, whether it's anybody. Let's just take the plumber and electrician, for example, and you gave them zero tools to do their jobs. The plumber didn't have a wrench, the electrician didn't have a screwdriver, and all they had was their hands to deal with things such as pipes and such as electrical wires. They need tools. You do understand that, right? So the thing is that we need to empower people with the right tools that they need to change the trajectory in their lives and not just call them lazy. So if one of the tools is an education, and we're not making access and funding to that education more feasible, that's not the person being lazy, you bonehead. That's the problem of that person not having the proper tools to get to where they need to go. And since you people in the government are public servants, it is your job to serve those people with those tools to get them to where they want to go. But now if they have the tools, and if they're not doing the job with the tools that they have, okay, I can see how that's laziness. I can understand how that's laziness. Because if they do have the tools and they're not willing to learn how to work with those tools or what to do with those tools, okay, I can understand. But at the same time, if you don't give people tools, and if you don't give people guidance, and if you just say they're stuck in the situation that they are because they're lazy, I think you're one of the dumbest people on the face of the earth. One of the most brain-dead, ignorant, boneheaded buffoons on the face of the earth. You know, tools such as commuting. If there are jobs available, but a person doesn't have the money or the transport to get them to that place to do that job, that is not the person's fault. That is the fault of the infrastructure that's surrounding that person and the politics that keeps that person from not having the access to the transportation to get them to the place to get done the job that they need to get done. Maybe they can't afford an Uber. Maybe they can't afford a car. And God forbid they can't even afford like a bus fare or one of those, things to get them on the bus, but they can do the job when they're in that location, but they don't have the transportation to get there. I don't blame the person. That person just needs the tool, which in this case is the transportation, to get them there to do that thing. And I'm really sick and tired of also this talking points of coastal elites. Okay, who gives a damn where these elites live? Whether it's on the coast or whether it's on the middle of the country, elites are elites. That's the bottom line over here. You know, the Koch brothers, they live in Kansas, smack dab in the middle of the country. And they have $470 million that they keep throwing into politics nonstop. They throw that money in and they throw that money in. Are you telling me that these people who have $470 million not elites and they can throw money to anything they want and they never have to work a day in their life for money, but since they live in the heartland of the country, they're not elites, even though they're super filthy rich? I think that's a load of crap. I also think that maybe, a poor person from the city and a poor person in the middle of the country in the heartland have a lot more in common than they think they do, and there's a lot more things that they can talk to with all this, idiotic tribalism. You know what I mean? So I think that the Koch brothers probably have more in common with Silicon Valley tech billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg and Dorsey. I'm pretty sure that the Koch brothers have a lot more in common with these coastal elites, especially the Hollywood elites and the ones in Silicon Valley, than they do with some of the people that they employ in their own local states and local geographic areas. So political elitism isn't just a thing of left and right and all this stuff. It's on both sides, and it's not just exclusive to the left or to blue. And here's another thing. I'm talking about tribalism. I'm going to take them all on. And here's what I'm sick and tired of on the other side, on the liberal side, is that, as bad as it is to be a Trump supporter, and some people think that, Trump really hit on some of the things like these jobs are going away. And I really didn't think that he was for the average person, but I think a person struggling this economy, whether they live on the coast or whether they live on the middle of the country, can come together and say, yeah, these jobs suck and they're low wage and they're going away, but maybe you getting angry at Mexicans or blacks and Latinos isn't the right way. Maybe we should look at who are the people who control the wages of these jobs? Who are the people who control if these jobs go away or if they stay here? And let's find some middle ground about that instead of just barking at each other like a bunch of goddamn idiots. Let's find places where we can come together, where we can talk about the things, the kitchen table issues that just piss everyone off, whether you're on the right, you're on the left, you're up, you're down, or you're on the middle. That's the thing we need to be doing, because if we keep letting this stupid, idiotic, brain-dead, dumb, unhelpful, unproductive tribalism constantly let us bark at each other like a bunch of goddamn brainless boneheads, we are going to get nowhere. So let's come to terms that, hey, things are screwed up. I don't care if you're a conservative. I don't care if you're a liberal. I don't care if you live on Mars. I don't care if you live on another dimension. Let's just come together on some of the things that we agree on, and let's try to find solutions, because wearing jerseys and barking at each other like a bunch of stupid, brainless numbskulls is not going to get us to where we need to go. Let's calm down. Let's talk in a friendly, polite manner. Let's go through okay, we can all agree, I'm hoping, that we want to be healthy. That we want to, how do I say this? That we want to evolve in our lives. We don't want to be stuck at some, job that makes us miserable. We don't want to be stuck in a relationship that makes us miserable. Can we all universally agree on that, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican? We'd all like to maybe make a little more money. We'd all like to maybe be able to afford some of the better things in life once in a while. We like to see each other grow, whether it's in our relationships, whether it's in our jobs, whether it's in our passions, our hobbies. Okay, who's going to disagree with that? let's just say no. I don't want to grow in anything. I want to stay the same. I want to make less money. I want to hate all my relationships, and I just want to be a douchebag. That's my goal in life, to be okay. Whether you're on the left or right, if you think like that, that's fine. That's your prerogative. And I don't have anything in common with you, and I'm just not going to talk to you, and you can just not talk to me, and that's going to be fine. But I think whether you're on the left or the right, we can all agree that better relationships are good, being happier is good, maybe sometimes having a little more fun is good, and we can drop the crap. We can drop all these names and these labels and say, okay, how do we just come up with specific policies? Let's get some more doctors in. Let's get some more scientists in. Maybe we can have like social scientists come together, and we can talk about those specific things to increase levels of joy, happiness, understanding, and economic freedom in our lives, no matter whether you live in California or Texas or Colorado or New York. We can all kind of get along on that. So this is what we need to concentrate on. But it's like, oh, I want happiness and joy and all this stuff. Oh, you believe in abortion? Oh, you believe in this? Okay, like I'm just gonna bark at you for the rest of eternity, and you're gonna bark at me for the rest of eternity, and let's just leave it at that. And that's what I see. And it's like, okay, the IQ of humanity is going down. It's just backsliding into the shitter. It's so stupid. So I don't care whether you're on the left or the right or the east or the west or the south or the north. Let's stop with this tribalistic crap, okay? Be a Trump supporter to a level, but not one of those extremists. Maybe there's something that I can talk to you on that we can both agree on, and be an AOC supporter without barking at people, and we can find things that we can just all agree on and try to find solutions for. And that's what I think politics should really be about. Because any idiot, I don't care who you are or where you come from, can just put on a jersey, turn off their critical thinking skills, and bark like a rabid dumbass while nothing gets accomplished, and people just keep feeling miserable. Okay? That's what I gotta say. This felt great. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comments. And I just hope that this can open up a dialogue. If you disagree with this, if you think that this is a bad idea, come up with a reason. We can talk about it, and hopefully I can open up a place where we can all kind of share how we feel without trying to eat each other's larynxes, without trying to rip out people's guts and eat it for a meal. We can disagree without being rabid, stupid animals who belong in a zoo. And I think that that's what we're aiming for. How many years of human existence? How many years of evolution? All right. This was Ariel the Avalanche coming down on political tribalism. And the next thing I'm going to come down on is thought leader and influencer culture. All right. See you guys.
Ariel the